Hey guys! So finally the Law of Attraction video series is here, and I'm happy to share with you guys as much as I know. I am not an expert on Law of Attraction. I'm not a guru on Law of Attraction, but all I want to do is to share with you as much information that has worked well in my life, because like I always say, it's good to share because we learn from each other, and you might use this as a stepping stone to learn some more and to go further in life. But my main focus and my main wishes for this video is just to share information that maybe might just turn something in your head to look at things differently. So for me, Law of Attraction, I started using it in 2008. In fact, it was 2007. It was in December 2007. I read the book The Secret and watched the movie, and I was like, okay, this sounds very interesting, but it just didn't seem like it could be real, that I am responsible for creating my reality. Especially when I was younger, I was like, well, how was I responsible for creating my reality as a child? A reality that was awful, you know? How am I responsible for creating that reality? And so I put the book away, and then afterwards I started thinking about it a little bit more. So I started reading books like on quantum physics. I started reading and researching the subject a lot more. And the books that I read, I still like, I lend them to friends, and you know what friends are like, they never bring your books back. But I'm gonna try and remember all the books that I read, and I'm gonna link them in the I'm gonna put the description of the books in the description bar, because that'd be helpful. Because I think sometimes The Secret just makes it seem airy-fairy, like, oh, I just think of something, you know, I just daydream about driving the car that I want, or like visualizing the house that I want to live in, and things just happen like that. And for me, it was a good foundation, and I feel that there's a little bit more involved. And in this series of videos, I'm going to be hopefully sharing what worked for me. So what is Law of Attraction? So basically, the fundamental principles of the Law of Attraction is that it's a law that can't be broken. So for instance, it doesn't matter if you're a good person, if you're a bad person, if you're a whatever person that you are, the fundamental laws stay the same, and they apply to every single person. And when learning Law of Attraction is learning how these laws work, so that you can use them in your life to improve your life or to better yourself and to get stuff that you want, I guess. People always use the Law of Attraction like, well, if I want £1 million, if you know, can I get it? And really the simple answer is yes, you can. So the best way to think of Law of Attraction is, for instance, if you are a good person or a bad person and you decide to go and jump off a building, the law of gravity doesn't differentiate whether you're good or bad. You are gonna fall off that building, and the law of gravity is gonna be in full force whilst you're falling, and you're gonna crash to the ground. And that's as simple as that. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, rich, poor, white, black, whatever. The fundamental law always stays the same. And for me, understanding just that one principle was like the switch, was like the click that needed to turn into my brain, because I could never really accept that I am responsible 100% for what I experience in my life. And when I started thinking, okay, the law of gravity, yes, it works. It doesn't matter what circumstances you are in life, the law of gravity is gonna work. And the same as any other laws that govern this universe, they all work the same. They don't fail, they don't discriminate, they don't, you know, whatever it is, the law just always apply. So basically, another way of thinking about the Law of Attraction is, what energy you give out is what energy you get back. So always like look at your life as almost like a feedback of the energy that you're giving out. And I know some people might feel that this is not right because the experiences they're having in their life, they don't feel that that's what they should be experiencing in their life. So they don't feel like the energy they're giving out, the results of their life, is not what they should be experiencing. And so, like I said, the law of attraction is a fundamental principle, and it doesn't change, it doesn't bend, it is just the way it is. So whatever you don't like in your life, or whatever you love and adore in your life, is because of the energy that you're giving out. This is what's coming back. So view your experiences in life is almost like a mirror of your energy, right? If you stand in front of a mirror, what's going to be reflected back is what's in front of that mirror, and that's the same as the law of attraction. So sometimes what we're experiencing in life, you know, because I know that people are going to disagree and say like, no, this is not right, but I'll definitely tell you what goes around does come around. And sometimes you're experiencing life because you are putting out energy as a default. You have almost like your thoughts and your energy and everything about you, for the most part, is on autopilot. And this is one thing that I had to really work so hard on. I could not believe how much of my life was on autopilot. My thoughts, my feelings, my reaction to things before were all just preset almost. And I almost had to, not almost, I had to consciously work really hard on changing that autopilot, because when an autopilot is there, it is just like your natural reaction, I'm trying to put this in as simple words as possible, like just try to make it so that even a 6-year-old can understand this. So basically, for instance, let's say you hear that you have won £1 million. Obviously the autopilot's gonna be like, yeah, oh my god, you know, that sort of thing. And trying to see like where most of your life is on autopilot is actually looking at your life and what's going right. So that's the reflection back. What's going right is what's on autopilot sometimes, and what's going wrong usually is what's more on autopilot. So it's almost trying to govern your thoughts. It's almost trying to make sure that most of the thoughts, most of your predominant thoughts are positive, are expecting that something amazing is going to happen, right? I always expect that something amazing is going to happen every day, because why shouldn't it, right? Something amazing should happen. This life should be magical, and I really do believe that life should be magical. It should be a beautiful thing. And you know, when I said in my last video where I said like I left my last job, the reason why I wanted to leave that job is because when I was at that workplace, it made me feel a certain way all the time. And understanding that your feelings are a way of the universe telling you that you're in the right place or the wrong place. And you're feeling crappy and shitty about something, then you're in the wrong place. So why am I forcing myself to go to a job that makes me feel crappy for 8 hours? The most productive hours of my day, I am feeling like crap. So how can I possibly then expect to have positive results in my work area, right? So I said, okay, fine. What do I really like doing? And I like speaking, I like doing YouTube videos, I like being creative, I like fashion, I like a lot of things. So I said to myself, okay, I want to start putting my energy into the things that I love. And here I am. I am here putting energy into the things that I love. So that way, that means that like most of my day I'm spending doing what I love. I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling good, and life just feels better. Right, so I know it's a lot of talking, and there's a lot to cover in a law of attraction, and sometimes it's difficult to actually explain it in a very simple way, because it is in a way a complicated subject when you're looking at it from, well, I don't like this about my life, well, why is this going wrong, and stuff like that. And then one thing I always say is, whatever is going wrong in your life, try to eliminate any words that sound something like, oh well, I hate this, and you know, like words that create a negative feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, before you say a word, you are having a thought, and that thought has an energy attached to it. And when you say it, is what you're saying making you feel good? Is it making you feel empowered? So it's almost like trying to making sure that the words that you're saying and the things that you're thinking in your mind are positive, because that's what you will eventually experience. Because like I said, life is a feedback. So any moment, any experience in life is a feedback. And the most amazing thing about the law of attraction is it gives the power back into your hands. How awesome is that, right? How awesome is it that you can create your own reality? So when I started using the law of attraction, I hadn't met Jazz. I was in a really awful relationship with a guy who was just nasty, basically. It doesn't really matter, right? It was just not a good relationship. It was not healthy. We were together for just under 10 years, so it was like something clicked in my mind that, you know what? Why am I experiencing someone who says that they love me, but the way that they act and the things that they do tell me something different? I had low self-esteem because, like I always said, from my childhood, I grew up having a low self-esteem. I was a nice person, and I always felt that people always took advantage of me. So people would be like, oh, if I need to borrow money, I can go to her, and then they never give that money back. Or if then people need help, I'll be the first person they call back. But if it was vice versa, those people, they were never there to help me. So I was always like, I don't understand this. I'm such a nice person. I do nice things for people. Why am I experiencing people who are just there to take advantage of me? So I started making a mental note that, you know what, I need to make changes in my life. And it was very difficult to leave that relationship because I had invested so much time, so much energy, and we were in business together. The business was doing well, and I was just like, you know, I need to walk away from everything. I just need to go, and I need to start afresh with nothing. And I know that I can make all this stuff back. Material possessions is nothing. Like I always say, peace of mind and how I'm feeling, security and everything feels good to me, and that's what I want. I want peace of mind. I don't want to be in a relationship that somebody is going to be constantly cheating on me, somebody is going to constantly be stressing me out and stuff like that. So I got the law of attraction. I started putting it into practice. So I left that relationship. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna spend some time on my own, learning about myself, learning about what I love, learning about who Primrose is, because I've been in this relationship since I think I was 19 when I got into this relationship, and I was 28, and I really didn't know who I was. Like I didn't know who I was. So I left there and I thought, I'm gonna find the person I am. The only thing that I knew for sure is that I wanted to go traveling, and at that time I wanted to be an air hostess, maybe cabin crew, right? So I left that relationship. I told my partner that, okay, that's it, you can keep everything, I don't want nothing from you, just we need to go our separate ways. So we went our separate ways. And then I remember I started putting a list of the person that I wanted in my life. So I listed all the attributes that I wanted the person to have. I never put race or anything like that. I knew I wanted the person to be tall and I wanted him to be tall, dark and handsome, right? It was quite vague on that bit because I thought, well, as long as the person's loyal, as long as the person respects me, and as long as the person doesn't cheat and mess around, that was the main things that I wanted. I mean, the list was long. It was long. So what I did is I used to read quite a lot. So I had The Secret, I was reading the quantum physics book, I was reading books on meditation, I was reading quite a lot of books. So on a bookmark, so I made a bookmark and I wrote all the attributes of the person I wanted, and I wrote like how I wanted my life to be. And so when I was reading, I would see this bookmark and I would remember like, okay, this is the type of person I wanted. I didn't make a physical or a mental effort to go and get the person. It was just more like this is what I want, and when it gets here, right? In this meantime, I'm gonna work on myself being a better person. I'm gonna work on raising my vibration. I'm going to work on just feeling good about myself, right? And getting into a good mental space myself. So that's what I did. So it took about, I met Jazz in April, so it didn't really take that much of a long time. Like I said, I wasn't like constantly, I need this person in my life. I really wanted to go traveling. I really wanted to do all these other things than get into a relationship again. So things can work quickly. So back onto the law of attraction.